Hello, everyone. Hey, it is October. It's National Pizza Month, and it's also around the Pampered Chef world. It's our stoneware month, and so I thought I would combine both of those wonderful things and come out and cook with you. So tonight we're doing a little bit of a twist on traditional pizza. We're going to make some cheesy chicken and broccoli pizza. And so anyway, stoneware is actually the reason that I started Pampered Chef. Gosh, it's been almost 21 years now. I fell in love with it. And it wasn't that I fell in love with what the stone looks like or even how it felt, although it's a little bit of a, it's got a little bit of weight to it. So if you need to, pull some bicep curls or something like that, you can use your stoneware. But the reason I fell in love with it is because of the way that everything baked on it. You can't really see, but on the surface of the stone, you can't see it because it's microscopic. There are microscopic pores, and those pores actually absorb moisture from the foods that you're baking on it and turn it into steam so that everything, like for example, pizza, you get those nice crisp crusts. With everything bakes evenly, everything's, it's all the same temperature. It's like an oven within an oven. You just get excellent results every single time. Now you might be looking at my stone and thinking, wow, that does not look like the ones in the catalog. In fact, did she clean that thing? And the answer is yes, we do clean this every single time. But one cool thing about stoneware is that it develops a seasoning similar to the way that cast iron seasons. And so the more that you use it, like if this was a new stone, before I did this pizza, I would actually either spritz it with oil or I would brush oil over the surface because it wouldn't have the seasoning. But since mine is seasoned, I don't have to actually put any sort of extra oil or any product like that on it. And so this is just a crust that I picked up at Winco. It's in their deli department. And I actually like to have them in the freezer because they freeze well. You can just take it out and thaw it out the day that you intend to use it. They are great, not only for pizza, but my goodness, you can use them for calzones. You can use them for breadsticks. You can get all sorts of creative and crazy with it. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and prick this with a fork because we're just gonna pre-bake this. What we're gonna actually do is we're gonna shorten our time making this pizza by pre-baking in the crust, and we're gonna do a little trick with our filling in the same way. And so this is going to go into an oven. I already have it preheated, 400 degrees for about 15-ish minutes. You'll just kind of check it. By the way, we have a couple of different rollers that we sell. My favorite one for using in my bar pan is the baker's roller. I like that it's got the beveled edge. It's easy to use one-handed. I can roll right inside the plate. So that's a cool thing. All right, I'm gonna pop this in the oven. Bear with me. And set the timer. We'll start it at 15 minutes and then we'll see where it's at. So now for our filling, what I have here is I have some shredded chicken. And so one of the things that I really like to do is take those big things of chicken breasts that you can buy at the grocery store. Mine was like 4 pounds. And I put it all in my deluxe multi-cooker and all at once. And I will then I'll divide it into 3 parcels and we'll get 3 different meals out of it. And so this is actually, I popped it out of the freezer and because it was one of the sections that I did from this weekend. So just a little time-saving tip that you can do at home. You can do the same thing with ground beef as well. And then you can just have it on hand for using. So I've got some red bell pepper here and we're going to only use half of it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add it to the bits. Now, I would normally just use my food chopper, manual food processor to do this, but because I'm using this already, my husband doesn't like it when I do a ton of dishes, and so different dishes. So I'm just gonna use the quick slice to dice my bell pepper. One thing too about using this particular method is like one of my kids, I won't say who, actually maybe 2 of my kids don't like bell pepper, and so this way it leaves it large enough that they can pick it off if they need to. So just a little tip as far as that's concerned. But we're gonna add this, and by the way, so you notice I'm doing it one side and then I turn it around and do the other side. And then we're gonna also use this quick slice for the broccoli. And my broccoli is actually already cut down. I had prepped it this weekend for salads. But I like to have it be even just a little bit more bite-sized. So I've got my broccoli here. Oh, by the way, I didn't even realize this, but this is my leak-proof glass container. I use these every day. We have multiple of them. We never want to get low on the leak-proof glass containers, but they're oven safe too, and they are awesome because you can look inside and you see exactly what's in the fridge before it starts developing bacteria or molding or anything like that. And so you're more apt to use your broccoli. So anyway, or your whatever you have in there. All right, so we're just gonna slice that down. Did you realize that you could use broccoli in the quick slice? It's awesome just for kind of getting it a little bit more bite size. And so we're gonna do that too. All right, to this, the only other thing that we're gonna add, the recipe doesn't call for it, but I'm gonna put some garlic in it. And then I've got some mayonnaise, and I'm gonna add some of our Dijon mustard rub to this, just about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And then of course the cheese, right? So the recipe actually calls for Swiss cheese. Now this is what you can do with any recipe really, but I'm not a huge fan of Swiss cheese, to be frank. I mean, I don't hate it, like it doesn't make me puke or anything, but it's just not my favorite. So I got some Monterey Jack cheese instead, or you could use mozzarella. You could really just do whatever you wanted. All right, so we're going to add 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise to this. It's gonna be our little binding. And by the way, the medium scoop is exactly 2 tablespoons. So it is a great thing, not only to use for your cookies and your meatballs and all that sort of good stuff, but to use for your measuring too. Like peanut butter, it's awesome for peanut butter. All that sort of good stuff. All right, got me some Dijon mustard rub here. This is one that I got in one of my Taste Buds subscriptions. And so we're just gonna add some Dijon mustard to the mix, and then we're gonna mix it up. So here's my little trick, right? Because we've got the crust baking right now, and you would think, oh man, you have to pre-bake the crust and then you have to put the toppings on and pre-bake them. Well, no, because what we're actually gonna do, I've got this all nice and mixed up. What we're gonna do, hey, by the way, since Thanksgiving is next month, this would be a great recipe to make with your leftover turkey. Just instead of using chicken, just use turkey. How fun is that? You're welcome. So anyway, that inspiration just came to me. All right, so I'm gonna grate about 2 cups of cheese. I'm gonna add half of it to our chicken and broccoli mixture here, and then the other half we'll put on afterwards. But then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop this bowl into the microwave and heat up the filling. That way, when the crust is done, I'll just put that on there, put a little bit of cheese on the top, and then just melt the cheese, and it will be done. And so anyway, that's about all there is to this recipe. And gosh, I didn't even need to use my guard because I didn't quite get down there. Did you know a handful is about a cup when it comes to grated cheese? So you're welcome. There you go. All right. So with that, I hope you guys are, celebrating Pizza Month by making homemade pizza yourself. And if you have any more questions about stoneware or would like to order some or what have you, definitely feel free to contact me directly. Message me or text me, however you would like to do that. And I will see you soon. God bless.